120 to 30.
Turn it up, turn it around. Chains feel the surge. Level hearts on the verge.
Body kick again.
Through every word. Warrior's voice will be heard. Whoa. That's right.
Yes, sir, buddy. We back. It's fucking Friday, episode 31. My man Mal made it in the skin of his
man,
teeth,
get the
baby.
buzzer beater. I was wondering if something's wrong. I was like, the show's starting. I didn't do anything.
As soon as I started the live, I swear, I heard boop. I said, there he is, right there. There you go. My man Mal. Shout out Mallory Woods in the building. Also, my man MMA Pickers right beside me in the hot seat. This is the Warriors voice.
Yes,
This is the Warriors voice. Yeah, CGIF. This is episode 31. Jesus, man, we getting there. We getting up there. Shout out 31. I can't think of a player with the number 31 right now. Like an odd number.
31. Ooh.
31. Who's 31? Damn. See, it's hard.
Players. Yeah.
The Lakers have 31 finals appearances, I think.
Fuck the Lakers.
They won't get 32 right now.
Fuck the Lakers. The Lakers are in Cancun. Where hopefully the Boston Celtics will be after tonight. God damn it, Knicks. If you ain't did shit for me, New York basketball, my whole life. Since 73, you motherfuckers ain't did shit. I'm not a fan, but goddamn, just bring one to the city.
One time.
Hey, if the Knicks beat the Celtics, I'm all for them winning the title just for that. You know, I'll root for them.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck the Celtics. They beat the Magic just to fucking get beat the shit on by the Knicks. It's crazy. But
It
anyway,
just reminds me of that meme, that guy, for the love of God, please.
yeah, please, bro, just once. Please fucking win something, New York. Every other team in New York has won shit. The fucking Liberty have won, bro. The WNBA team, they brought a chip home. You motherfuckers ain't did shit.
Didn't the Knicks win something in the 70s?
Yeah, 70 fucking 3. That was the last fucking time. Like Patrick Ewing and shit was on the team or some shit. No, it's
Patrick was supposed to be. He was supposed to be the era that the Knicks got back.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, loving Patrick from Georgetown, man, he was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah, I love Georgetown players. My favorite player of all time, Allen Iverson, came from Georgetown. So even though I fucking hate them, I'm a UConn fan when it comes to men's basketball. So they've been an op of mine for a very long time. Them, all of these fucking Creighton, all these fuckers, Rhode Island, everybody, Providence, fuck them all.
Speaking of football, today, I like it.
Yeah. Speaking of football too, before we hop in, I know Pickers won't like this, but we were talking about it earlier. We seen your boy Ilya Topuria in the fucking in the Spain commercial for football NFL. That's dope though to see the two, and that's how you know that the UFC, huh? Well, because you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, and he was in the Commanders jersey. Yeah, he was in the Commanders jersey. Yeah. But it is beautiful to see that UFC is, you know, really merging with football like that. Because also you see a lot of like when they go to certain cities before the fights, you see like embedded in all of them. They'll go to like the arena. You see them go hang out with Kyler Murray and them at the Arizona.
And then the shout outs doing the POV as well. I mean, excuse me.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So
super dope. And that just shows you that the UFC and mixed martial arts is up there with the top of the sports, right? It's very well respected. And you're starting to see champions like Ilya Topuria. Not one of my favorite champions. Cool dude. I met him before. He's pretty chill in person. But I don't know, man. He took that heel roll, and I don't really like it. So it's not my type of
heel roll.
Yeah, he's just not my type of. You know what it would be? It's just I just feel like he followed Conor too closely. Like to everything he did, and that's what kind of threw me off. I like heels. Chael Sonnen was one of my favorite motherfuckers ever. You know what I'm saying? I love a heel. I love a good heel. Don't get it twisted.
As long as they win it. Once they start losing, it's boring.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Speaking of boring, let's talk about it. Bilal Muhammad is no longer the champion, and I fucking love it. Shout out JDM for getting that dub.
Wasn't that fight like I came in there with mad expectations? I almost didn't go watch it at his little place right around the block. I was like, I'll go there, I'll grab a quick meal. And there was some dude I never seen him before across the bar, and we were vibing. We were just like, yo, this. He was like, it's gonna be over at 3. I said, no, we're in for a full 5-round fight. Trust me. But the fight was good. The card delivered the 2 championship matches, man. And JDM, man, shout out to that guy. He came in like nobody believes in me. F all y'all. I'm gonna do my thing, you know. But with an Australian accent. didn't have that.
100%. And Craig Jones in his corner, which has been a theme of things of people utilizing him when they're going against these wrestling heavy opponents, like Bilal Muhammad. But hey, man, I'm sorry, like Bilal, no disrespect to you, but it's not exciting to be a champion in my aspect. And JDM showed that, but he went out on his sword. I honestly, personally, fell asleep after the Shevchenko fight. I had to go back and watch the Bilal Muhammad JDM fight. I went and watched it back. But I mean, shout out for him for trying to down his sword. He tried to show the haters that he had some type of striking. I think he should have leaned more on the wrestling. To be honest, JD.
You didn't find out who won until the next day, or did you wake up like later on that night?
I woke up on the couch a little later, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Before I go to sleep, and I just scrolled through and seen. You know what I seen? I was just scrolling through, and then I seen this. Wow! I was like, oh shit.
Well, this dude's going off in the comments. I just want to shout out this guy in the comments. He's got 2 bangers in there.
Yeah.
He said Ilya's a little sausage, who's ducking patty. And Bilal is easily 300. Okay, no, I'm not doing that one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Wow.
But you're the GOAT, dude. Shout out.
Yeah. He is the only fighter that is representing Palestine that I know 100%. Of. So
yeah. And he reps it hard.
He reps it hard. Motherfucker grew up in the US, but he reps it hard as shit, you know?
Shout out to him for I mean, I saw some behind the scene things. This is before the fight about him giving joy to a kid that I think the kid lost a parent in Palestine. He's like, he sees me as, and this is before he won the belt from Leon. So you know what? Your heroes can be anybody that you aspire to. And for him giving that aspiration to Palestine and struggle, bringing eyes on it, 100% all credit due to Bilal, man.
100%. Respectable actions from the former champ. But I'm gonna say this. Nah.
Damn. The comments is coming in savage.
Yo, hold on. Bilal doesn't even know where Palestine is.
Biased, so I'm not
yeah. We ain't gonna get too much. We try to stay out of politics as much as possible.
What about this guy here?
Yeah. We have a very diverse.
You got to put that up, Apollo, because nobody else can see this stuff. You got to slide that. We didn't say this. They see. There you go. Now
listen, I'm just saying. Shout out Monticello in the chat, man. Very active today. Coming in hot, but listen, I mean, very respectable. And what I was gonna say is, but I feel like Bilal probably is a great human being. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Outside of it, and I don't. Most of the time, I don't.
What he believes in. You gotta get that.
One thing I don't put past a lot of these guys is that a lot of the times, not saying they're acting or playing a role, but they're extra emphasizing the fights, right? They're extra emphasizing the tension between the two, stuff like that, and they do things in theatrics of that sort to make the fights a little more interesting, which I respect. I'm not mad at that. So I don't look at them in a personal standpoint as that. I'm just not as excited when I watch his fights. Like I'm not, when AP is about to fight, I'm like, yeah, Alex Pereira about to fucking fight. Yeah. When even like Michael Chandler, a motherfucker who loses, I'm like, Michael Chandler about to fucking fight. Yeah. When Bilal's about to fight, I'm about to go to sleep. And it's just not.
Like, what about JDM? I love watching JDM fight. What is it, like
100%.
90% finish rate?
100%. I knew what was going to happen.
JDM fight.
Yeah, I knew what was going to happen. I had absolutely no wager, no money on the fight. And I'm like, man, listen, I'm going to wake up to JDM being the champ. It is what it is. And then following JDM being champ, without even giving his man a chance for a rematch, that man Islam said, I'm moving up.
See ya.
We'll be moving on up.
Speaking of finding out stuff when you wake up, JDM, all right, first of all, I don't know. I had this. This is not source. This is not anything. I have no doubt that man wore the belt to go to sleep. You know, like you got you bruised up. You wake up in your Vegas hotel. You've got this new UFC belt on. Your phone's probably blowing up because you got all sorts of Australian texts. I mean, they're like 5 days ahead in time, so you're getting all sorts of texts and everything. And then the next text you see, by the way, I'm moving up to get belt. Like, what? Whoa, hold on. My bruise is still fresh. And the boogeyman has said, I'm vacating.
The boogeyman is here.
You know?
The boogeyman is here.
But they don't feel like it's a little bit of disrespect to Bilal because he called him his brother. He's a brother. I want to fight my brother. I want to fight my brother. But as soon as the motherfucker lose, he like, yeah, you don't even get it. I don't even believe you'll win a rematch. I'm just going to move up.
I think he's nice for waiting. What do you mean? He deserves to jump up. And also,
100%.
Do you get a rematch with what does he have? One defense? No.
I'm not
defenses?
disagreeing with that part. The part I'm disagreeing with is he called him his brother and said he wouldn't fight him, but immediately as soon as he lost, he like, I'm jumping up. Like, no chance for a rematch.
But I think that was, I think there was like an understanding that was
under agreement. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. I could see that.
Before this fight, understood that if he loses, Islam's gonna immediately call out JDM. I'd have to imagine. I think we all knew that.
Don't they got the same manager too? Don't they both?
Good question.
Ali Abdelaziz.
Yeah, probably. I think they both have the same manager.
Makes sense. I mean, they that's probably how they ended up training together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I was thinking about is that I'm glad to see this. So, for example, in the era, and we can, I think you can rightfully call it in the double champ era, you can be Conor. Let's take it back even further. You can be Hendo. Hendo came over to Pride with 2 belts and said, "Hey, I'm going to defend both." Okay, now he didn't lose a belt. Lost Anderson Silva. Lost to I kind of forget. He lost the other belt too, but still, you have both belts. He tried to defend both of them. So Hendo was like, "Hey, I'm going to go up, go down, whatever." You can take a different route in which there's a guy who had 2 belts and never defended either of them. Okay, so you could do that. But right now, the UFC is taking the idea is like, okay, you want to challenge for 2 belts, you got to relinquish the other one. Like Ilya said, "Hey, I'm done with this. Gone up the lightweight. See ya. Bye." Trying to take on bigger and better things. It's just that the guy who wanted to fight says, "Okay, God, see ya. I'm on up there." So this is great because you don't put the division on hold while you defend one or the other belts. Could get injured, could have to have surgery, something else. But it's like, you want to go challenge for another belt? Great. But here's the question I was thinking about this. Does that automatically give you first place jump in line like we see what is happening for both of these for lightweight and also eventually welter?
In Islam's case, yes, because he's number 1 pound for pound on paper.
Granted.
In my opinion, he's number 2 pound for pound. On paper, he's number 1 pound for pound, so you got to kind of respect that. A guy like that makes a move, you got to automatically kind of give him that shot.
On the paper, who do you have number 1?
John Jones, 100%.
Okay, no doubt. I got you.
I'm Dana White when it comes to pound for pound.
Wait. Currently, like right now, or all
right
time?
now.
I'm not on board with this anymore. I'm not on board with this anymore. It's been too long since he fought.
I'm not gonna say all time. Right now, yeah. 100%. He just fought Stipe. Hey. Now, listen, man. Dana said we getting it soon, man. He said John Jones Aspinall's happening. All right. John Jones ain't ducking. The only thing he ducking is a low paycheck right now, man. He want that bag. That's it.
Pound for pound number 1 when you have an interim with like 2 title defenses. Can't do it. I was all for it 6 months ago. Can't get behind it anymore.
The interim ain't beat him, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
It just, in case you were wondering, it's been 181 days since November 16th.
Damn it, Mallory. This is not the time to bring stats. Mal.
I'm sorry, gotta bump him behind Islam at this point. I don't care what he did.
I don't feel like, bro, before this fight, when was the last time Islam fought? Oh, he fought Poirier. That was like 8 months ago.
No, he fought after that.
Who did he fight after that?
He choked out Moicano in the first round.
Oh, yeah, he did. He was supposed to fight, Armin. Armin had back issues, pulled out, choked out Armin. Short notice. I don't count that. I don't count that, just like I don't count the short notice vocal one.
I mean, I think Moicano was a pretty game opponent. Moicano
got he was. But he was preparing for a whole nother person. He was about 6 fights down that card. That's a whole nother type of preparation. Like, if I'm fighting a boogeyman versus somebody damn near on the prelims, it's a whole different ball game.
So was Islam. And Moicano was on a huge win streak.
We're talking about Islam, man.
Right. Well,
Islam, Moicano. I love Islam.
Knocked him out that fight.
He did. Moicano's one of my favorites. I'm just saying, Islam the boogeyman.
What would have been prepared if you said, "Hey, you know what? Fights off. This guy's out." Do you scrap that fight and he potentially fights another opponent between here and there, or do you go with what the UFC did, pull someone up and say, "Hey, this is your shot, kid. Go for it. We know what we got." But what is the preferred action? Do you put your champ on the shelf, remake a fight, potentially short time, and throw it on another one, or do you give him quote unquote a relatively easier fight and then everybody has a puncher's chance? He had been training for one guy and another guy steps in. What's the preferred method there?
You gotta take it though. You gotta take the opportunity. 100%. You gotta take the opportunity. When the belt is put in your, that's like what Arturo was saying to what was his name? Jesus Lopez. Like you got an opportunity of your lifetime right now. This is to fight for the belt. It don't come around this ain't the every weekend thing. You can't just every Saturday, I go fight for the belt. Nah, that shit don't happen. So I respect it. You got to jump up. You got to go take the chance. You got to go take the chance. But
don't forget, sometimes that's worked out for people.
Nah, 100%.
GDP was offered. He says, "Hey, I got a little bit of an injury. I'm going to wait. I'm going to chill on out. Wait." Strickland, Tyron Woodley waited and said, "Nope, I ain't fighting nobody else until I get my shot."
Yeah,
no ifs or buts.
Yeah, 100%. But also too, from what I'm hearing, and I don't know how true this is, so don't quote me on it because I ain't said shit. They are saying that there's gonna be no more double champ status, and that's why Islam vacated the belt, and why Topuria had to vacate the belt instead of fighting up for this double champ status. So we may never see this again in the UFC, which would be interesting.
I think that's a good argument for that because again, you hold up two divisions.
You know? Exactly. Because then you gotta wait on. We gotta wait on you to fight one, and then we gotta wait for you to recover if anything happens there to fight the other one, and it slows down shit. Yeah. And right now they gotta keep shit moving. They gotta keep shit moving. The only way I would say that would be like the divisions where it's already stale as fuck, and it's just all right, whatever. It's already stale. We could do without 6 months of a champion fight there. They need to fight. You know what I mean? Like the 125ers, right? Everybody
sounds like you talk about a division. Go ahead and name it.
Yeah, I mean the 125ers it's a stale division right now. I mean it's starting to get more of the contenders up to the top where we can get a mix up of matchups and different type of looks at these fighters. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. I like the double champ shit, but I also agree and understand the sentiment of like holding shit up. Because everybody don't have an ultimate time in the world. Everybody's not gonna be Anthony Smith, John Jones, these motherfuckers who can fight into their 40s and shit. Clay Guida and shit like that. A lot of people can't be that. Tony Ferguson, they're gonna be done quick. So if this divisions are getting held up, their opportunities are getting cut even shorter because it's already 1 in a million chance to get to the goal. And then if the goal's right there, but it's being held up from a guy who's got to fight 2 fights in this division because it ain't nothing over here right now, and you still got to fight 2 fights, like that could fuck up a lot of shit. A lot of things could happen. So I kind of agree with it. It'll be cool. It'll be whatever. I mean, the other double champs would just go down in history as the only double champs. Yeah. It'd be a cool little stat to speak on.
It's an error. It's an error that is passed. One question I do want to throw out there, since we do have the pictures up on the board. What does your favorite fighter, Bilal Muhammad, do after this? What happens?
Start a podcast.
Start a podcast?
Yeah.
Did he have one? Remember the show? Didn't he have one?
Yeah, just start doing that again.
How about fight the winner of Usman versus Buck?
Ooh.
That might be that would be fire.
Ooh,
that would be fire.
That's a good
one. Ian Gary.
That would be fire. Oh, Ian Gary would. I want to see Ian Gary. I want to see Ian Gary versus Bilal Muhammad. Two people I absolutely don't like. You know what's better? You know what's better than watching somebody you don't like fight is watching 2 people you don't like fight, and then they get to beat each other up.
You turn the full hose of hate to max. You get to turn. Don't turn it down 30%. You go
every time somebody gets punched, you get to cheer.
You get to cheer. I'm betting every way I can. I'm taking everything. Ian by submission, Bilal by submission, everything, bro. I'm taking it all. And then I can just enjoy everything. I'll be drunk as fuck. I'll be drunk as shit. I'll be calling all of y'all, talking about all types of shit. Hey, listen, we gotta talk about this shit next week, man. I promise. God, man. But yeah, man.
I might bet your liver on that.
I don't want to see Bilal fight anybody, to be honest with you. I'm just being real. Nah, man, I don't know, man. It would be exciting to see him fight Kamaru or Joaquin Buckley. To be honest, I'm a little torn between that fight. When we get closer to it, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight for me. I love both of them, Joaquin Buckley and then my boy, my Nigerian brother, Kamaru Usman.
Speaking of inactivity, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And that's what I'm scared of. It's been a while. And Joaquin been taking out legends. You see what he did to Wonder Boy. Shout out my boy Steven. I love him, but god damn, hit that man with the Mack Truck Deluxe. So I'm a little worried, man.
Speaking of, you talked about arriving just as the show happened. I remember for that Buckley Wonder Boy fight, I was running late and I was trying to get in. And guess when I turned on the fight? As soon as I turned it on, The first thing I saw, I was ruined the rest of the night for me.
Joaquin Buckley flying forward with all of his muscles and force and the way that was one of the most vicious hits I've seen, bro.
Yes.
For real.
Like
honestly,
genuinely concerned, like, man, I really hope he's okay.
Yeah. When Steven was like, I'm done, I was like, yeah, that's the right move, brother. I love you, man. One of my favorites. Everybody knows I'm biased to karate guys.
Right.
But yeah, a lot shaking up with that, man. So we have Islam moving up. He'll be fighting JDM. Would not be fighting Topuria. Now Topuria is fighting Charles Oliveira, which is absolute banger of a fight. You have Charles Oliveira, one of the best to do it. I think most submission. He's the most submission record, right?
Yep.
UFC history. You got Topuria, who's been literally taking out legends.
The most finishes also.
Yeah, the most finishes, and Topuria, who's been taking out legends. The Matador. I'm not calling him La Leyenda yet. He's not earned legend status, in my opinion. Like, just because you knocked out Volk and Max does not make you a legend. Like, I need to see you do a little more. I mean, at least some title defenses. Like, some real title defenses. He only had he beat Volk. Would
you call him the top 5 featherweight of all time?
He's close. I don't know. I would have to think more of who's on that list.
Name 5 featherweights all time that are better than Topuria.
5 featherweights. Well, Volkanovski, 1. That's what I'm saying. I would have to look at the list. Off the top of my head, I couldn't. But I would say either he's in there or he's very close.
You didn't say Max Holloway.
Well, no, Max is definitely for sure. 100% Max. 100% Max. I would have to let me look. Nah,
so
of all time,
the 2 guys he knocked out.
Yeah, basically. I mean, all right. So you could say he's in the top 5 with that argument right there. You could give him top 5, but I wouldn't say he's a legend. I wouldn't say he's a legend because outside of that, like, how many more worthy name opponents can you name
for Topuria?
Yeah,
I mean, some random top 10 guys, sure. It's fair.
Nothing rolled. That's what I'm saying. Nothing rolls off the tongue immediately, other than Volkanovski and Holloway.
He knocked out the best featherweight of all time.
I mean, yeah, he did, and that is beautiful. But not legend status to me. If he wins this belt, I put it like this: if he beats Charles, if he knocks out Charles Oliveira and gets his belt, he's a legend. 100%. 100% agree.
And also
100% agree. I'll give him that. If Topuria cleans Charles Oliveira, which I would absolutely fucking hate, like I would literally cringe in my skin to watch that. Mm-hmm. But if that happens, then yes, he's a legend. 100%. 100% a legend. 100% a legend. But right now, he's the Matador.
Charles gonna choke him out, though.
Right now, he's the Matador to me. Oh, yeah. I just hope Charles gets his arms around his little neck and
He's been against so many good strikers, and it's the same thing every time. He gets knocked down, and he finds some crazy choke in the scramble.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Charles.
Stop his attempts. He just survived them. You know.
You don't knock out Charles when he goes to the ground, it might be worse than you having him on his feet.
Unless you're Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
not talking about that boogeyman, man.
Since I'm throwing the stats up today, I did do that research. 573 days since Kamaru Usman, as of today, last fought. You've had presidential election, 2 Super Bowls, a couple NBA championships, and no Super Bowl wins by the Dallas Cowboys in that entire time. So
yeah, hey, I'm all for Dallas Cowboy. Hey, you know, I'm all
predictions for that fight? How do you think he's going to do against Buck?
See, the thing is, to me, there's been so many reports about how bad Usman's knees have gotten. Like, I heard something that says he's got to walk on the grass because walking on the concrete hurts his knees too much. And I'm like, oh my, you know. But if you get the Usman that comes in with the heavy wrestling, if he's able to put and keep Buckley where he can't use some of that explosive offense, it's going to be interesting. That's the if.
You think he can hang with his boxing? Usman's boxing's gotten pretty good over the years.
It's true, it has. But also the thing is, how much do you believe in your body? When you're not a specialist, you're a wrestler. Everybody knows you're a wrestler, and you start to get good with your hands. I remember an MMA coach saying one time, when I have my guys thinking they're pretty good, I bring over a journeyman, someone that would never see the light of day on ESPN 7, and I let them box him, and they show them how much they don't know for boxing, and then they say, okay, maybe I need to work on this a little bit more or go back to what's good. But his boxing has gotten good. It depends on, if you got to add a skill set, great, combine it with what you're known to. Just don't fall in love with it, thinking that you can knock everybody's block off. You're good at wrestling. That's your skill set. Combine that with boxing. Wrestle when they think you're going to box.
Yeah, the knees for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just keep seeing memes of the people saying Joaquin Buckley's just going to come and just stomp on his knees.
That's just wrong.
The bad video I seen one. Somebody should post this one. I'm gonna give y'all a free game. Y'all should do the Dave Chappelle skit where they're stomping on Rick James's legs and pit that with the Joaquin Buckley when he sees Maru Usman in the ring. But I don't know, bro. Like I said, I'm torn between that fight. So I'm man, I'm gonna get back to this one right here. But what do we think? What do we think happens here, man? Like, what do we think happens here?
What happened the last time that Ilia Topuria moved up to lightweight? He did get the knockout, but he almost got knocked out himself.
Oh yeah,
it is a power difference.
Yeah, he did.
I think people are underrating the difference between the featherweight division and the lightweight division. Obviously, Topuria has the power to knock him out. He can knock anyone out, but it's also a guy you can't really follow to the ground. Charles has really good striking himself. Maybe Charles will catch him. Who knows? And I just think when you take the wrestling of Ilia versus the, just the overall grappling of Charles, and honestly, like Charles has shown really, really good improvements in his wrestling. I mean, freaking manhandled Michael Chandler, who's like an American. I mean, he took him down like 6 times. He had like 7 minutes of ground control in that fight. I mean,
Michael Chandler is a very decorated wrestler.
That's what I'm saying. So, I gotta go Charles. I think Charles finds his neck.
I mean that's what I want to happen, to be honest. Just because I don't know, bro. I can't see him knock out everybody I love. Like this is not fair. But my real question is too, though. Charles's striking is not bad as well, right? Like he's got decent striking.
Yeah.
Do you even attempt to strike with somebody as dangerous as Ilia Topuria, bro?
And all fights start on the feet. Yes. So problem one, Oliveira. You have to figure out. The thing is, the great about this is that Oliveira is so talented in terms of if he gets a hold of you or gets the fight down to the ground, it opens up multiple ways for victory for him. However, you have to get there or rely on a mistake by Ilia to get there. Him being able to walk down, like, for example, the most terrifying, and Paulo, you probably could definitely talk this, the most terrifying thing in the world is when you're firing at somebody and they're eating it or avoiding or blocking your shots at the same time, stepping forward like the Terminator, step by step, because you're eventually run out of space.
Looking you in your eyes.
Like, I got that. And you're just like, how much time we got left? He didn't even start the time. It's still 3 minutes. What was going on?
Yeah, like, it is absolutely insane. And like I said, Topuria is probably, I would say, definitely the division he left, he was the most dangerous striker there. Now the division he's in now, arguably, we got to see him go up against some guys in this division that are like premier strikers. I wouldn't put Charles Oliveira in the premier striker realm. I would put him in the premier finisher, premier, like, just go getter. Really knows.
He's one rung below.
Yeah, 100%. And he knows how to. He's like a Pantoja. He knows how to win through adversity. He knows how to win when shit gets rough. He never gives up. I've never really seen. Well, I've seen it once, and he had a little era where he did. I forgot what fight that was, but he kind of gave up in that fight.
Is this when he got the neck injury?
It may have been. I can't remember. I just remember a bunch of videos of them saying, like, all the Charles Oliveira haters saying,
they say he
gave up. Yeah, he quits.
Yeah.
He quits and all that stuff. But yeah, that was that era. But that's not the Charles Oliveira we have now. So
Charles Oliveira has haters.
Oh yeah, everybody does, bro. Everybody does. He's had to beat up. He's beat up so many. He's choked out so many people. He had to choke out somebody's favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Playing the what if game here. Okay, so what if Arturo comes up here, he captures the lightweight belt. Who do you want to see next in line to face him? And then the same thing would be for Charles. So Sport wins. Because Pickers is really good about this, about predicting potential matchups. So let's go through it first.
Keep fighting at 170 if he wins JDM's belt?
I think he's up. He's gone and vacated.
He's up there?
Eating a few more meals and enjoying the life of 170.
Okay. That's fair. So then I guess Armin.
Yeah, I was gonna say Armin. Yeah, because you have Armin. The next up in line is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 is
Armin for both these guys.
Armin. Yeah. Armin's next up.
Okay.
Yeah, Armin's up
and then after Armin it would be Gaethje.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, Gaethje, because it's 1, 2, and 3 is Armin, Charles, Gaethje, and then you have Max Holloway at 4, which he's already beaten. So you gotta have to give the guys that he hasn't beaten a chance as well. But after that, I would say Armin, Gaethje. If Topuria could manage to get through Charles Oliveira, Armand, Gaethje, at this point he would be at legend status. I would love to see a Max Holloway, Topuria too. You know what I mean? But I think we'll see a Patty Pimlet Topuria before we see a Max Holloway Topuria too.
I hope so.
Yeah, because the rest of the division, you got Renato Moicano, who just fought and lost for the belt.
I think Joel Alvarez is about to get fast tracked up also.
Who?
Joel Alvarez.
Yeah, he's the 15
division right
now. And I mean, you got Michael Chandler. He's on his way out. Benoit Saint Denis. He's been up and down. Grant Dawson. You got Benil Dariush, who has a fight coming up.
He's done, bro.
I think he's looking at the door.
He's cool.
I mean, he's done as far as title contention.
Title contention. Yeah, exactly. And then you got Gamrot, same thing. Dan Hooker.
Hooker's 1 or 2 wins.
That's what I'm saying.
Hooker's exciting to watch. So therefore that gives that.
It's another top 5 win. You can make an argument for him.
Yeah, he is. And I don't think they like setting him up with good fights. Like for him to be able to, I don't think they want him up there.
He's like
he's so exciting.
Yeah, he's like, but they give him stuff. No fucking coverage for him. It's like nothing. You never really hear shit about Dan Hooker ever.
Not in the last year or two, but
that's what I'm saying. He's one of the most exciting fighters.
Everybody loves Dan Hooker. You know.
Yeah.
He's the guy who'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. You know, his UFC career, he fought heavyweight on like an hour's notice. He won too.
Crazy. Yeah.
Look it up look it up. It's crazy. It's nuts.
But we will. Isn't this International Fight Week for this fight? I think.
I do.
I think it is. For Topuria,
or I guess Georgia versus Brazil.
Yeah, basically. Or whatever he claims. He claimed everything. Georgia, Spain. I don't know where the fuck Topuria represents. He's just all over the place.
But also, just
thinking about McGregor too right now. Vacate to 45, go up to 55.
Right.
When you're making 55,
I'm saying like
smashed by the Dagestani overlord.
Somebody is another meme y'all could post. Is the Soldier Boy saying he stole my line, bar for bar, word for word. And just this is Conor McGregor watching Warrior's career. Yeah, basically.
So after he gets smashed by the Daggies, is he gonna get like a really serious coke problem, or what's the next step? Oh my
gosh! If he gets smashed by the Daggies,
the script. If you following the script,
but that's what I'm saying. He was trying to go up against one. He better watch out. He been following Conor footsteps. He might be a little too close to it. UFC 317, T-Mobile Vegas. Yeah, this is International Fight Week.
Also, one more point on this topic of who he could fight next. I want to point out something interesting. Ousamma Nurmagomedov over at PFL has never gone to the UFC at 155 because Islam has been champion this whole time and Khabib champion before that. But there's no Daggies at 155 right now, and that dude's an absolute monster in PFL, and he's been training with both those guys for many years. And I would not be surprised if in the future we see him make the jump to the UFC and start moving up the rankings.
That would be very interesting to see, man.
I don't think enough people are talking about that right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. I didn't even really think about that neither. That's definitely a topic for a later day. We should definitely go deeper into details on. I think it could happen. That's definitely something that could happen.
Things are lined up for it to happen right now. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of things that are happening, this fight is now happening. And I absolutely love it because 2 out of the 3 champions I wanted are out of there, and I'm just working on the 3rd right now. And God, I just need that Dagestani power.
End up being DDP versus Imavov, bro.
I need this Dagestani power to work.
There's no Dagestani in this match. He's Chechnyan.
But he's working with them.
Look, you still
all right. He's
just
drinking
get a voodoo doll
juice. All right,
just get a voodah doll. It works the same way.
Man, I'm scared of that shit.
make sure you
Listen,
just
one
don't make
paper
it
comes out wins this match, no question. But DDP can't read, so don't count him out.
I'm weak, bro. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I need the Hamzat running out, screaming Allah Akbar. Like I need that one.
I smash everybody.
Yeah, I need that. I need all of that, bro. Cause
Wolf
I need to look at
everything.
I need to look at the champions list again. Let me see how I feel about it right now. I think he's the only one that I'm not. Even with the whole Alex Pereira, what's the name thing? Like, I'm fine with that. Oh, cool. Islam, Pantoja, Ravishvili, Volkanovski, Madalena, Duplessis, Ankalaev, John Jones, Shevchenko, Zwayli. Julian Independence got to go too.
Yep. Raquel Pennington should have won that fight.
Oh, 2 more to go. Kayla Harrison's gonna get the job done. I'm not worried about that. That girl's Jack more than a farm boy who's been throwing hay bales his whole life. Yeah. She got muscles that got muscles, so I ain't worried about that. I think she's gonna. I don't think Penna's gonna be able to wrestle her like she did the other one. Yeah, everybody else is exciting fighters in my opinion. Well, Jenkins Duplessis is not. He's an exciting fighter. I can't take that away from him. He's definitely an exciting fighter. Yeah, he's definitely an exciting fighter. He's just awkward as fuck to watch.
Yeah.
It's awkward. It's just awkward.
But you know what?
He does damage and he cracks and he chokes the life out of people. And
yes, he is definitely a beast. I don't give him. I respect the shit out of him in fighting. I'm just not a fan.
Awkward fighters throw you off as well. In fact, looks awkward to you. You know,
he beat my boy. He beat your boy. You know, I get it. It's all good.
Bro, he beat a few of my boys. What you mean? He beat. Izzy. He beat Sean. Jesus.
I mean, the one thing, because side
Whitaker.
Who?
Whitaker.
Oh, Whitaker. That's right. Yeah, to get there. I forgot. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
He knocked Whitaker out, which is nuts.
I'm canceling. My day is ruined. I'm done. You brought me back trauma. I need to go to my seat.
Yeah, that's that fucking awkward ass fighting style he has, man. Whitaker ain't see that shit coming.
He, by the way, had a very good record as a kickboxer, so it's not
100%.
Might not be as awkward as you think, you know.
Nah, it's just awkward, and what I mean awkward is like you can't time it. It's no timing to it. It's
I'm saying that's on purpose.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's just not the most prettiest to watch. I'm a technique guy. I come from boxing. Everything's technique and technical, and you want to look good. You're forming all that shit, and you got a few weird here and there.
The thing that's funny is that even in boxing, if somebody was super sharp, super crisp, and you were boxing them, you would still be able to pair up a match because they would do this. But if somebody's almost like fighting like a drunk guy that has a leg 6 inches shorter than the other, and their movement does not match with the way you've been trained, the way a body movement means that person should be right here, and then right here, it's like it throws you off. It throws you off. An advantage DDP, great for him, but it just makes you feel it takes you out of your game. It takes you away from what you're used to seeing. So advantage him. The real African champion. He said it, not me. He said it, not me. That's going to come on up there. So
he's a champion that lives in Africa.
I done stepped on some toes. I can see that right there. A complete.
I can't say that. I respect it. I respect it. My family from Nigeria, and I'm American, so I respect it. He is African. Right. I just didn't like the fact that he was just like, I'm the only true one. Like,
right. That was
a big difference. South Africa is fucking built up, buddy. It's the most modern place in Africa. All right, the motherfuckers is fighting on dirt floors. Yes, they're gonna go to America or somewhere else to get fucking training. This makes sense. That's the only thing I was mad about. But he backtracked on that. Him and Izzy got cool. Everybody was straight. It's all good. Yeah. I don't even think Kamaru and them was mad about it. It was kind of Izzy just trying to hype shit up. Yeah. Izzy was hyping shit up.
Speaking of Izzy, I did actually watch the full video of him training with David Goggins. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh my God.
First of all, like I would
David's
never.
Psycho.
He's an animal.
Not signing up for that ever.
Nope.
Pickers,
no.
Not doing
never.
it. Nah.
That's
me.
He's the one.
No,
David Goggins is the only one I'm turning. Motherfucker, you getting an interview or nothing?
That's simple. Come train with me. Nope. We talking over the phone.
We can spar, but no cardio.
Now that might be interesting.
I'll spar with him. But he'll fuck around and be like, all right. He'll probably be like, all right, cool. As soon as you're done with the first round, he'll be like, all right, 99 more. Like, fuck no, David. No. You crazy. No, fuck no. David Goggins is, he definitely, bro, that motherfucker he's a true G. Like, he's a true, like, mind over matter, motherfucker. Like, and I respect it, but I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. But do we think DDP got mind over matter over Hamza? Like, is it because
Is it
Hamza
mind over matter, or is it just a matter of whether or not he can stop the takedown and give any level of grappling defense?
Right.
But and the thing is, he's shown that he can, right? Like DDP has shown that he's got great wrestling. I mean, just in general, like you don't see him go down often. He doesn't get he's not getting submitted.
Against who? That matters a lot.
You're right. You're
so,
right.
Who's the spot that has get grappling even close to Kamsat's level?
Nah, nobody. You got Strickland. I say Strickland has great grappling. He just doesn't fucking use it, so nobody knows about it. Yeah. All right. And you got Marcus Perez. He's got decent jiu-jitsu. Shout out Marcus Perez on KC roster now.
Yeah, but that was a first round knockout.
Yeah, first round knockout. He fought Giles, another knockout. Brad Tavares, unanimous decision. Darren Till, submission. Choked him out. Brunson, KO. Whitaker, KO. Well, Whitaker's got great wrestling, but he knocked him out.
Right. Use it.
Strickland knocked him out. Izzy's got decent wrestling. Submitted him.
But none of it's Hamzat's wrestling.
None of those guys used any offense. Like Izzy didn't try to offensive wrestle with Rikus.
Nah, fuck no.
Right.
Yeah, no. Exactly.
One thing I will say, and unfortunately, I got to get ready to go in 2 minutes, but I'll leave this with my last point. I believe that DDP now has the confidence. You know, you get when you're champ and you get a couple wins under your belt and your persona starts to grow. I believe that he has that belief in himself now, or at least it is now coming outward. They're saying, yeah, I'm ready to take on this challenge. What Hamza has to do is he's got to be the guy that we saw during COVID that fought 1 week at this weight and fought the next week at the next weight and come out and absolutely just dominate. You can't be the Hamza that we saw fight Gilbert Burns. You can't be the Hamza that we saw even fight Kamaru Usman. You need to be that guy that everybody is going to be scared of. Like you said, yelling out, oh, Akbar, kill everybody, smash everything. That's the guy I want to see fight DDP. And if we get that, we're going to be off to a good summer, boys. So I think I like that.
I think it all just comes down to whether or not DDP can grapple with him.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll find out.
DDP can take him.
Do you think Hamza has the ability to stand and strike with him?
No. Not. I
watched him melt Whitaker. Melt him.
If he connects with some of those giant hands that DDP has, no. I say stick to your game, wrestle him, put him on his back, threaten submissions, smash him on top, let him stand up, wrestle him again, and everything else. So, and I got to
Gilbert Burns outstruck him. Let's remember that.
All right, Mallory. Yeah. Great words from Mallory Woods for he's out of here. Appreciate you, brother. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Follow my man, what is it? Real Mallory Woods, right?
The Mallory Woods.
The Mallory Woods. I always want to say the or real or the real, but the Mallory Woods on everything, man. That's my guy. Take you later, brother. Man, so yeah, it's gonna be insane. We'll see this. It's coming up soon. This fight happens. Let me make sure I say it correctly because I'm dumb and I say stuff incorrectly all the time. So don't mind me. Damn, I don't even how far is that shit out. 319 in Chicago. Damn, in Chirac. That's gonna be interesting. My brother lives in Chicago. Maybe I might go out there for that one. It's at the United Center. Never been to an event in Chicago. Huh?
Same, and I need to try deep dish pizza out there. So
deep dish pizza is horrific. Okay, I'm telling you, I PTSD from deep dish pizza. Is absolutely probably the worst.
Horrific or bad horrific?
Bad horrific. Like I was eating some deep dish pizza, Giordano's to be exact. No, actually, I think this was another local spot I was eating at this time because it wasn't my first time eating deep dish pizza. I've eaten it before, but I was chewing and eating it, and I was like going to swallow some of the food, and cheese went down my throat, but some was still in my mouth. So it was like this weird feeling of like I still have part of it in my mouth, but the rest is down my throat, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I thought I was going to choke and die. So, yeah, after that, I was like, yeah, no more deep dish pizza for me. It should be this. I did. I felt like the cheese melted and stretched.
I want to get straight. Jeez, that sounds
All
wonderful.
right, well, you try that. You have fun with that. Let me know. I know the Heimlich. I am CPR certified, so I'll get you right just in case you do actually choke
That's
on it.
very
But yeah,
romantic.
yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be doing that. But yeah, I might have to check that out. When is that? In July? July 26th? Ooh, no, August 16th. Yeah, not happening. Girl's birthday's on the 14th. So unless I'm taking her, it will absolutely not happen. So yeah, GG's to that one. All right, moving on though. Damn, I hate to see this right here. You see my man, the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, in the ring with his gloves off, and that is because after his last fight with a very controversial decision in my opinion, he's retired. And this is a man who's a freaking monster. Mind you, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame while he was still fighting. That's how much of a beast this dude is and how much of an impact he's had on his divisions that he's fought in the UFC and just mixed martial arts in general for Brazil and for the entire world to just showing his grit and toughness throughout all of the years. I watched this man fight for so long. And it's saddening to see him go out on an L, especially one that's like it's very arguable, right? It was a really close fight. It was a great fight. I was up still around this part of the card. So I got to see this, which was really good. He fought Zahabi, who I call Ariel Hawani's twin. Every time I see it, I'm like, look, Ariel Hawani's fighting. But I mean, bro, you gotta like anybody who's seen Zahabi and Ariel Hawani know they look absolutely exactly the
I
same.
wonder what's causing you to draw that comparison.
Well, hey, listen, are they from the same exact place too?
No, I would just figure they both have big nose.
Oh yeah. Oh, they have massive nose. Yeah, both of them do. I love Ariel Hawani though. I'm unlike the UFC. I love Ariel Hawani. But yeah, this saddens us. Saddens the heart of MMA fans around the world. You know,
I'm glad he retired, honestly.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I am too, because we don't want to see him go on a Tony Ferguson or a Michael Chandler run. Like, I'd rather not. I think sometimes you got to know when to hang it up. And Jose's already up there in age. Like, he's already up there in age. People are already arguing he shouldn't be fighting anymore. So, you know, for him to just be like, hey, I'm out. And he's not on a stock dropping loss out. It's like, it was a real tough fight. They both went hard. It was really close. A lot of striking, a lot of action. Judges felt, you know, complacent in between, mixed feelings about the fight, and it didn't go his way. But I don't feel like, I don't look at him any different. It's still the King of Rio. That's still Jose Aldo. Like, that's still a fucking legend in the sport.
Top 4 or 5 featherweight of all time, easily.
Yeah. So,
a legend.
Yeah, definitely a real legend. Definitely a real legend. So, you know, like Picker said, it's a good thing, you know. But I want to hear like how you felt about after watching the fight with him as a hobby, and what was your opinion on the judge's decision?
I mean, I know most people had it 29-28 and thought Aldo took the first 2 rounds. I actually thought Zahabi had 2 and 3. Also, how would you really feel about a guy winning after the last 2 minutes of that fight? Like, he got so – I mean – if that last round, even with the knockdown in the beginning, if that last round was a 10-8, I wouldn't have been mad at it. So I wouldn't have been mad at the tie either. He was literally like, first off, he hooked the gloves. He like blatantly cheated in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
And I think if it wasn't broken the gloves, he could have got finished, but he was just eating elbows, just barely surviving. Like, if y'all play UFC 5 and you know when your block bar is like that, that's where Jose Aldo was fully for the last 2 minutes of that fight. And listen, 3-round system, you can make your technical arguments, whatever it is. If you saw a fight right on the subway and you were watching that fight for 15 minutes and that's how the fight ended before the cops broke it up, who would you say won that fight?
The last 15 minutes.
The guy who was on top smashing elbows into the guy who was barely breathing.
Yeah, basically.
So I can't be too mad at the decision, personally.
Yeah. It's tough. Like I said, I don't know if that's like something like what they're trying to do with this whole AI shit is gonna fix. Like, because also, what do you tell the computer to look for, and how accurate will it be also as well, right?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't know what the good answer to that problem is. Honestly, it's tough one.
Yeah. Because people blame the judges, but I mean, the judges have a specific criteria to go off of. And they feel like they're making the best decision. Some of them may have money on the fights. Who knows? I'm pretty sure is the way I've been seeing some of these cards, I'm pretty sure it's a few judges that have had some money on these. I want to see. That's what they need to show us. The judges' faces when they lose. Like when certain people lose. I need to see that. That's how we'll know who's got money on this shit or not. Yeah, man.
How about the guy who gave can we talk about judging for a minute? I have a rant to go on.
All right, let's do it.
Kutulabe versus Bukauskas in the undercard of this. Oh my freaking God. First off, this freaking judge, Pablo, whatever his name was, gave it 30-27 Bukauskas. All right, let me go over some of these stats for a second. I know stats don't make the fight or whatever it is, but you're talking about Ian Kutulabe total strike count, 121 of 194 versus Modestas Bukauskas, 52 of 100.
Yeah.
Kutulabe also had double the amount of control time. I mean, the guy had all of the forward movement the entire fight, literally just chasing him down, hitting an empty punching bag, same significant strike accuracy. He had like 20 more significant strikes. I mean, I don't understand this judging criteria whatsoever. He had more damage, more forward pressure, better wrestling, more takedowns, and one judge gives it 30-27 Modestas Bukauskas. Just for the record, 90% of MMA media gave this fight to Ian Kutulabe. I think that was the worst scorecard since Tai Tuivasa. I think that guy should have been fired on the spot.
Strong words. Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna lie. If that's one of those like that ref that got fired on the spot, same shit.
Yeah.
But the thing with the commissions is so much hard because like the commissions and stuff is set by the state, the board that's there. So it's like you can't even really just fire them on the spot. Like, yeah, they're like their own entity working within what you guys got going on. Which that's when a lot of it sucks. You know what I mean?
That was just a trash scorecard. That is one of the worst scorecards I've ever seen. 30-27 for Modestas Bukauskas. Like, for what reason? Crazy. I mean, the closing odds on him, I think, were like plus 2,000.
Absolutely.
Like, it's
positively
ridiculous.
Insane.
Oh well.
Absolutely.
And either way, I hope they do something to create a universal standard for MMA judging, because it's literally just a pot shoot sometimes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how this AI stuff could help or fix shit, but I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but something's gotta give. Like, I don't know. I think maybe that third AI judge is probably the answer. Because it's gonna be the most reasonable, non-biased one if it's just strictly working off stats. But also it's like as things that I wonder will maybe get missed by the AI. Like, control time with damage, all of the more very technical kind of things that you have to watch, the tedious things. So
that's fair.
Oh no, man. We're gonna see, man. But yeah, Dana was very upset as well with a lot of the shit that was going on. Korean zombie fight, a bunch of different stuff. This one was not a fan of over the last few fights. We've heard him be very vocal.
Oh yeah. He will let refs and judges have it, as he should.
Yeah, but also too, bro, it's kind of like a common thing we're seeing on these Canadian cards, and nothing against my Canadian homies out there, but the judging up there is not the best, bro. Isn't that where Pennington? Not Penn. Yeah, isn't that where they fought? Didn't they fight?
100% sure, actually.
I'm pretty sure that was in Canada too, bro. No, you know what? I think that was Salt Lake City, actually. No, was it? Was that the same card as Alex?
Who was the main event that card?
I want to say they were. That's why I think it was Canada.
Pena versus Pennington was the main event? No way. Must have been
307. UFC 307. UFC 307. No, Pereira Roundtree. It was Salt Lake City. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry, Canada. I can't blame y'all for that one. Fuck Salt Lake. I didn't like Salt Lake had some shitty decisions with Karate Combat too, man. I'm sorry to the commission. It's not y'all in general, but whichever refs y'all had doing those two events was butt cheeks. They need some better set of eyes, man. Y'all had
Captain Cringe was yelling from the commentary booth at the refs during a couple of those fights. Crazy
absolutely.
work.
Absolutely insane. So yeah, man. Judging has to be more I think I don't know what has to happen, but some type of standard and morality has to be set for this shit moving forward because it's absolutely insane. Some of these fights are just, and like you said, like the judges that gave Bilal this shit, like what are you actually fucking doing? Like why are you here? Like how did you get to this position? That's one of them shits where they like,
I know a guy who knows.
Like he's the boss here. Like the fuck. But yeah, man. So I don't know, man. Shout out Jose Aldo, man. Want to give our flowers to him from the Warriors Voice podcast. All of us has watched probably hours of this man fight at this point. And like I said, very great, well decorated career, Hall of Famer already before he retired. Will remain a legend in the UFC's history books forever as the King of Rio, man. There will never ever be another King of Rio, bro. I'm gonna say that now, man. Jose Aldo is the King of Rio and will remain the King of Rio to the end of time, And that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is, man. That's how the cookie fucking crumbles, man. All right. But moving on to other actual, like I would say, arguably at this point, the top, most decorated female in UFC history and, I would say mixed martial arts history. I wouldn't say combat sports because I would have to probably give that to Chris Cyborg. But in the realm of MMA, defending, fighting at the top of the top, fighting the best of the best for a long period of time, defending against very game opponents, very formidable opponents. I think she's the only one to complete all of her rubies on her UFC belt ever. Outside of like maybe I think John Jones is up there as well. But
Nunes and DJ also.
Yeah, Nunes and DJ. There you go. Valentina Shevchenko.
GSP also, I think.
Yeah. GSP. Shout out GSP. That's the fucking guy. Oh, a good Canadian that we like. Good Canadians. But this Canadian couldn't get the job done. Is she French or Canadian? Or French Canadian? I don't know. But Shevchenko came through and did what she had to do. Put another gem in her belt. Put another accolade on her stat sheet of defending her title, being one of the best women to ever step foot in the octagon and do mixed martial arts ever. We haven't seen too many like this, right? I don't think she has. Yeah, she doesn't have the star power as Ronda Rousey or somebody like that. But I mean, when you think of grit, when you think of striking and wrestling and putting it all together and making shit happen and fighting the best of the best and doing what it takes to fucking win and just like pitting on killer hits like this. I mean, she broke her nose, I think, in like what was that, like the first round? And I immediately was like, oh man, I seen it. As soon as it gushed.
Reminded me of Holloway Gaethje a lot.
Yeah. As soon as impact happened and I seen the gush and like you could kind of tell the look on their face when their nose breaks. Like they feel that shit and then everything fucking hurts. So I honestly thought that she was gonna think Shevchenko kind of went for a finish there. She kind of realized like I may be depleting too much energy trying to go for this. I may not be able to complete it. Kind of backed off and just kind of worked her a bit to the end of the round and kind of solidified that round for herself. But shout out her opponent. I can never say her name correctly. So Manon, whatever.
Manon Fioret.
I'm just gonna say Manon. But Manon, she got back in there and she fucking fought. Like she fought her
you
ass
ever
off.
need help with European names? I'm your guy.
Yeah, I need help with every name. That's why I don't understand how I do Karate Combat ceremonial weigh-ins. But I kill it. Shout out Karate Combat is one of our sponsors as well. So let's play some love to them, man. Make sure you download the Karate Combat app. We got some amazing events coming up. Arturo Vergara versus Adam Noyes should be coming soon to us. One of the biggest bantamweight fights we'll ever have. And will be awesome. We'll be talking about that in a second as well. But shout out Karate Combat. Make sure you download the app. You can vote on your favorite fighters. You cannot lose. You can only win. No loss betting system. You know, so it's not even really betting. So if you're a Muslim or somebody whose religion is against betting, guess what? You can actually do this because it's not a wager. You never lose. You can only up your ante. So download the app right now. Make sure you get yourself ready, get loaded up for the next fights, and you can play along with us. And we always give our picks and our full breakdowns of the cards coming up. So you can get some good information here to make those picks with. But back to what I was saying. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that fight farm, the Arturo fight. We'll be talking about that soon, man. I'm super excited about that as well. But yeah, man, Shevchenko, do we name her? Do we name her the top? Is she number one now?
No.
No? Who's number one?
No way. Amanda
Nunes? No, I mean,
Yeah.
and yes, the same division.
Oh,
No, it's not the same division. Yeah, active right now.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
Amanda's
yeah.
active. Amanda's active. She said she's coming back when we were in Miami.
If Amanda's back, it's Amanda. If Amanda's not back, it's Ben Shevchenko.
Okay. All right. I respect that. Any closing thoughts on this fight or anything like fight?
I think it was about what most people expected. I think it was definitely closer than I thought. The one closing thought was, thank you, Vegas. Thank you for making Valentina Shevchenko the underdog. I don't know how many idiots bet against Valentina Shevchenko, but if you see Valentina Shevchenko at dog money, you grab that.
Bro, my boy texted me. I swear, I have a text message from my boy, and he's like, "Are the odds makers?" He said, "Are the odds makers crazy?" And he literally had just won $7K from betting on Sam to beat Tyrone Spong. He was going to put the whole $7K on Valentina Shevchenko.
I love it.
I talked him out of it, and now I feel bad because he would have fucking cleaned house. Yeah, I'm sorry. He bet $1,000.
No, you're still right. By the way, you should have talked him out of that.
Yes. So he put 1,000 in. So he won 7,000 from Sam, and I was like, just
put
the 1,000.
$1,200. That's great.
I was like, yeah, just put the 1,000 you put on Sam on her. You're still up six. Yeah, you're still up 6,000 if you lose. And so he did that, and he won that. So he won some more money. But he was cool. He's chill. But yeah, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, Vegas made a mistake there, or whoever's putting together those odds. Yeah, fucking G's. Thanks for the easy money for whoever cleaned up on that. Definitely gonna be eating well for the next few days. Also, just quick in the women's division, Jasmine Jasdavicius, can never say that. Submitted Jessica in the first round. Jessica Andrade, did not see that coming. That shakes up the division a little bit, and I think, and I think it also brings into question where does Jessica Andrade go from here, because that's 2 back-to-back and 2 rising stars, and you're kind of like gonna be on the opposite end now, right, on the decline. So
I think she goes to Dagestan 2-3 years and forgets.
Yeah, 2-3 years and forget. Will they even work with women in Dagestan? Probably not.
Probably not.
Tells about the gym. Sorry, we do not accept women here. Sorry, we could not. But that would be, yeah. I don't know, man. I think Andrade might be that time, man. It might be that time. I mean, you can stick around and be a gatekeeper if you want, make the money, turn them in money into some investments and make the thing happen. But
she's a big name in the division.
Yeah, you can definitely pull some bread in. So I don't know, man. We hopefully she can, maybe she can pick up a fight where she can get some momentum back in and be moving back up in the right direction that she wants to, because right now I'm not gonna say she's Tony Ferguson, but
Oh, the chutzpah. Oof. Tony Ferguson lost like 8 in a row. Let's not.
That's why I said she's not. It's not Tony
I don't think
Ferguson,
Jasmine lost in the UFC yet, actually.
Yeah. No, has she? No, I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. She's losing to rising stars. She's losing to the people that are gonna be the next up, and that's
exactly.
I put you on the opposite, and they're gonna be like, all right, well, we'll use you to test them and see if they're good enough to get up in there. Let me see, Jasmine, boo, and that's crazy because now she'll be what? Hold on, I'm confused. Oh, they haven't fixed them yet. Oh, yes, they did. No, they didn't. They haven't fixed the rankings yet.
Crazy.
Yeah, so since the UFC, no, when is this a tie? Must be. With her and Silva, Bruna, whatever. Most the female Bilal, the Silva.
That's harsh, bro. That's harsh.
Oh man, she may be worse to be honest. Yeah, she's lost to Natalia Silva.
Natalia Silva's a beast.
And she lost to Tracy Cortez.
She just beat Alexa Grasso right before
yeah. Natalia Silva's gonna be fighting for the belt.
Maybe.
Which
if it's not, it might be Wiley.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Wiley move up. She's got 4 title defenses. She beat up Tatiana Suarez.
Oh yeah. I think that's the fight. I think that's the best fight for the women's division right now. The most exciting one is Shevchenko versus Wiley. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fun. Hell yeah. That shit is close up there to me with Zweli and Yan. Like when they said them two was gonna fight, I was like, fuck yeah. That's why I fuck with them. Chinese, they like, we don't give a fuck. We fighting. We ain't on that Dagestan shit, man. We fighting. I don't give a damn. She from around the corner. She like, we from the same hood. Fuck her.
What do you mean, man? Islam Makhachev called out Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, Islam Makhachev would get fucking. Brock Lesnar will punch a hole through that man's chest, bro. Speaking of excited females, unfortunately, Stan Fairtex. Yeah, Stan Fairtex has left the building at one championship.
Well, did she leave or did she just vacate her title?
Well, she had to vacate her title. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was mutual. She has been riddled with injuries for a while now. I think it was the knee that she had issues with. So the interim champion, Zamboanga, whatever, however you say her name, was bumped up to the champion, and Stamp vacated. Now the thing is, and she was supposed to fight on the Denver card as well in August.
She's a 115er, right?
Yeah, she's an atom weight. So
atom weight? She's 99? Yeah, she's small as shit. Never mind.
Yeah. So she's atom weight. So the question is, I mean, does she retire? You know, because I mean,
not that many promotions have atom weight. That's the problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, but she can get up to 125. I think she'll be fine at 125. And this is why I say,
That's 25 pounds. Atom weight's like 100 pounds, dude.
This is why I say that. You know who else fought her at atom weight? Asha Roka. Karate combat fighter. So I don't really see the issue with her moving up. And look at Asha Roka versus Lila Shawn. Like they both look like they could be atom weights if they wanted to. You know what I mean? So I think if she could gain an extra few pounds and be able to not worry about having to cut weight.
She could do 115 in MMA.
Yeah, you do 115 and what? UFC has 115, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so she could do 115, 125. I don't think it's too far fetched.
How do you think she does in the UFC at 115?
That's straw weight?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's where Wiley's at now.
I would love to see her and Wiley fight. Zhang. I would love to see her and Zhang fight. I'm looking at it. So she can outstrike majority of the people on this for sure. Yeah, 100%. She's definitely outstriking.
It's not too bad either. Didn't she win her last fight by Riddick?
She did, and she's also had to go up against girls who've had decent wrestling, and she's been able to get past it, get back up to her feet quickly. I don't know if she beats Zhang Zweli though. Zweli has such good everything. Like she's just all around. She's just all around great. She could. I mean, honestly, I think she would have a hard time with like a Yan. Even a Mackenzie Dern. Like Mackenzie Dern's not the best at striking, but
Mackenzie Dern gets her down to the ground. She's probably choking her out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like she may not be the best at striking, and Stamp may get the best of her in that, but she bring her down to the ground is crazy. So I think honestly, her best bet is probably to join another, striking heavy focused league. you know, any of the kickboxing, Muay Thai, karate combats. You know, I mean, I wouldn't even see. I mean, honestly, to be honest, she may go to the UFC. I would love to see her in karate combat. I think she would fit
That'd
the
be
best
cool.
there, just because of her striking, and not just because we work for karate combat or sponsored by karate combat. It's because she's
I'm happy with either, to be honest.
yeah, she's a very amazing striker. She's
I
a
just
very
want to see her
amazing
fight,
striker.
man.
I just know that showing from the other fighters who've coming over, minus like Rainer de Ritter, they haven't had the best. And some of these guys are coming over double champs. You know, you see Patricio Pitbull, he came over. The level of competition there just didn't match or, you know, correlate to the ones in the UFC. Now, it may be different for the women. It's a very more shallow pool for women than it is for men in MMA. So I don't know. I would love to see her and Zway Lee fight, or even like I said, Jan would be a beautiful fight. But then you got people like Jillian who would just smother her. Like Jillian would smother the shit out of Stan Fairtex. And that's why I feel like she would be better off in one of the more striking heavy shits. I mean, like, even though, you know, we've had our debacles with them, like a dirty boxing, you know, it might be good for her. Yeah, something like that. You know, you never know. Like, so
Are there women's fights in Dirty Boxing? I thought it was an all men's card.
nah, they had a Cat. Remember Cat Lights Out Nelson that fought for us? The chick who grew up in a karate gym. Her parents were both
That
karatekas.
was the first one, right?
She was running across the pit like she knew what she was doing the whole time. Yeah, and her first fucking fight, yeah, she fought for them too. So they have
Makes
women's
sense.
division over there. But I don't know. It's probably not big enough for a Stan Fairtex. It would bring them a lot of eyes. I think it'll bring anybody a lot of eyes that's not the UFC. The UFC would bring eyes, but just not enough that I feel like would impact the star power they already have there. Any
That's fair.
any other place that she goes would definitely impact versus the star power that's already there.
That's fair.
Like I love Ailini Pereira, but if Stan Fairtex comes, she's the most popular
Well,
female
that's a good
in the
fight, honestly.
women's division. What, her versus
That's
Ailini?
That's probably the best
Man.
female fight in karate combat history.
Bro, that fight would be so unevenly matched in the height department, dog. I think Stan Fairtex is like 5'5", bro. Ailini has to be like Ailini's like my height.
How many 6 foot tall, 125-pound chicks are there walking around? Like, what are you gonna do? Is Ugly a good height matchup?
Stan Fairtex is 5'2", brother.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ailini Pereira is about my height.
All right, she's gonna have to grapple them.
Yo, I don't think she want to do that. Ailini fought MMA too as well. 5'9". Yeah, she's a 7-inch height difference.
She was like 1-3 in the LFA, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a massive difference. But then
grappling was just always been her struggle. The problem is, it's just, you know, Alex Pereira knocked most of the people out he fought before they ever got a chance to grapple.
Yep. And that's when we seen when Magomed, he faced a little adversity when it came to that, and you know, contrary to whatever they were saying, I've heard a lot about him being sick during that fight. I feel like he didn't look like himself. That could be an issue too.
He didn't look like himself. I think he didn't look like himself because he couldn't walk forward. He's only fought strikers. He had to fight a little bit differently to account for the wrestling, and he stuffed 12 takedown attempts.
Yeah, 100%.
And he even got a foot sweep.
But I put it like this: Jordan won the chip with the flu. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to go into work sick. Sometimes you got to, you know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, player. But yeah, I would love to see that fight. I think it'll be cool. Just because I think Stan Fairtex knows how to move, and she could get to the inside and get some shots off. But I think Ailini would definitely use that range. Her and her brother are very rangy fighters anyways. So you give her the massive reach, distance, stuff like that. All of the other women she already towers over, and they're like 5'5", 5'6". Stamp is a very, very short compared to them. So how tall is Wei Lee? I think that would be like.
Gotta be pretty short. I'll look it up.
I'm on her profile now, but I don't see her thing. But I think they're around the same size. which would probably be what's the name, but yeah, that would be an insane fight. They actually
He's
look alike
5'4",
too.
115.
Yeah, so even Zhou Li's got 2
Well,
inches on him.
Atomweight's 105, not 100. That's actually 10 pounds off. I mean, it's 10% of their body weight. It's a pretty big difference, but still, it's more achievable than 15, 25, whatever I thought it was.
100%. Well, if she could get through these injuries and, you know, be able to come back healthy and go somewhere, like I said, I feel like striking heavy would be good, but I mean, UFC is definitely not out of the picture. I think Dana would welcome her with open arms if she wanted to come over to the UFC and let her try her hand at, you know, the top of the top, because we all know the UFC is the cream of the crop. Like, it is what it is. It's the foam on top of the coffee, man. Like,
You also look like Glory or something like that, or Ryzen.
yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, like all of those striking heavy leagues. That's just like anything kickboxing, Muay Thai. You know,
Ryzen does
she's not.
MMA too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't watched. I don't really watch. I know quite a few people who work with Ryzen, but I never really.
Oh,
K1 and Ryzen were.
Ryzen has atomweight.
See, that might be a good home for her, man.
Yeah.
Who knows? We just seen my boy Yuri and Mark Coleman and their booty out hitting the drums at Ryzen. They had on the sumo. Yeah, they had the sumo shit on. I said, "What the fuck is this?" Then I see Mark Coleman come out, man. I love Mark Coleman, but he looked like a turtle out of the shell. He looked
I don't want to talk about it.
He looked like an albino ninja turtle out of the shell.
Thank you.
Shout out to Hammer, man. But yeah, man.
I'm glad he's okay after everything that happened.
Oh yeah, fucking G for that, man. Fucking G. I don't know anybody else that can like go through a whole fire and pull their whole family out of the house, dogs and all,
and then
still
go back in for the dog like a gangster.
bro, like a straight gangster, bro. But yeah, man. Hope Stan Fairtex figures that out, man. I love to watch her fight. I've watched quite a few fights of her, and absolutely electric. One of the best female strikers on the planet right now, and maybe ever. So we'll see where she lands and see what happens, man. Maybe we have an update for y'all sometime soon. But right now, everything's up in the air in limbo. And speaking of things that's up in the air in limbo, I want to start with this first. And bada bing, bada boom. Let's get into some karate combat shit. If you don't know who that is up on the screen, that is Adam Noy. Very, very decorated Muay Thai fighter. Really good striker. Been doing a lot in karate combat. Been rising up, and I think he's ready for us. I think he's ready for his title shot against one of our good friends, Arturo Vergara. And quote him, he says, "Vergara has had an incredible journey in karate combat. Now it's my turn. I want the belt." So Noy wants a shot at Arturo Vergara. I mean, this is gonna be absolutely insane. Striking at his best. A lot of people are gonna look at it like, oh, you know, Noy has all this Muay Thai and all this stuff, but a lot of people don't know that Arturo comes from Muay Thai and things of that sort. They have a very similar background when it comes to martial arts. I think Arturo has more in the MMA side of things as far as like grappling and all that stuff. So we may see quite a bit of an advantage there. But Noy is a very dangerous striker. Very, very dangerous striker. We've seen him put up some really great performances. I think his last performance was one that he was tested at the most. Ali Zanfar is a fucking monster. I felt like that fight could go either way.
And he went into deep waters that fight.
Yeah, he went in very deep waters. The thing I would say is Noy's cardio wasn't the best there. And at first I was kind of thinking like, is it high elevation here? But it's really not that high elevation. It's pretty decent.
The travel though, it's not the only thing that affects it. It could have been a lot of things because I mean, I'll tell you, you've seen a lot of his just regular striking bouts. I mean, he's gone the distance plenty of times and looked great. I wouldn't be too concerned about it just off of that one performance. And also worth noting, it was good enough for him to win the fight in overtime.
Nah, it was.
So
it was
in the last round. He was the guy.
I love Adam. Love Adam Noy. But in my opinion, I don't feel like he won that fight. I just don't. I know me and you have had disagreements on this. You've made a great point, and I respect that. It's just in my opinion, from what I saw, I felt like Ali Zanfar put a little more out there. In my opinion, not taking away from Noy, because like I said, these are two guys that were fighting to fight for the belt next. These are the top of the top. These are the best of the best. And it was a very close fight. I'm not saying that Ali Zanfar won by a landslide. Fuck no. I just feel like he had a slight advantage. In my opinion, in the striking department and just moving forward. So But Noy was able to get a decision. He proved to the judges, and proving it to me doesn't fucking matter. You know, I'm a guy on the mic. I'm a guy there. I'm a spectator. I'm a fan. Part of the
combat Joe Rogan.
yeah. Part of the broadcast, but also I don't fucking matter when it comes to making a decision on fights. That's the commission and the judges, and the referee. Granted, they have to stop the fight. So, but well deserved. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, you know, like I said, he has a lot of finishes. He's an amazing striker. He's very well accomplished before he even got to karate combat. Like he was big, won championship, a bunch of different stuff across Thailand, all over. So I can't wait to see this fight. Now it also has happened that boom, when the news broke that Adam Noy wanted the shot of the bantamweight belt, we also had, you know, Tyson Nam, who knocked out, oh shoot, hold on, let me see. Tyson Nam, who knocked out one of Arturo's teammates, who was also on the rise, Loxby Montevalin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he
He was
said
undefeated in combat sports before that fight.
yes, who was definitely undefeated and one of the best fighters on Casey's roster in that division. Very amazing striker, had a lot of finishes. I think before that, I think it was all finishes before that. I think maybe one time he went to decision. But Tyson Nam, who beat him in Miami and the last time he fought, also another well-established MMA fighter, long career, definitely fought some really great guys. UFC career, fought some really good guys. You know, he said you should fight me first. You know, you should fight me first. I knocked out a top contender. You've beat a few guys, but to be honest, the only real contender that Noy beat was Ali Zanfar. So if you look at it from that aspect and that point of view, they kind of both just kind of knocked out contenders. They both kind of just took out a contender. You could argue that Tyson Nams was in a more exciting fashion and a more solidified finish than the Ali Zanfar, because like we said, it was a close fight. So I could see that. But honestly, me knowing Arturo, I think he wants to fight Adam Noy first. And I think karate combat.
They're both extremely you can't go wrong either way. They're both extremely proven established guys.
Yeah, I think he wants to fight Noy first. But in the contrary, there's also a beef with Nam. I have a video, actually. I posted it on the for our Twitter. And there's a video that Karate Combat released on their Instagram, and I reposted it on Twitter because I didn't see them posted on Twitter. But it is basically when the knockout happened, pit side you had Arturo Vergara, right? And here it is right here. And from what you can see here, after he wins,
I want to fucking sleep you. I want to sleep you. I want to sleep you now.
You know what's funny?
So you have that as well.
I remember that because he was right next to the commentary booth.
Yeah. So you have that as well. So that kind of spices the things up, right? So like I said, I think Arturo would want to fight Adam Noy first, but also there is, that kind of, I want to get back from my brother because Loxby and Arturo fight at the same gym. They're really great friends. I know the entire friend group. I'm basically part of it at this point. And they have a lot of friends, like childhood friends that are in common. They have a lot of gym friends that are in common. They, like I said, they work out every day together. They're both 35ers. So they're in the same gym. They're going to work out with each other because they're the same size. It's the best, workout that he could get to fight in his division, especially somebody who's also a contender, knocking people out and doing the same thing you're doing in the division. So, it could go either way here. Me personally, I'd rather see the Adam Noy fight first. Then he could fight Tyson now, but Tyson should fight somebody else. I think Tyson should fight either Ali Zanfar or trying to think who else in that division would I want to see them fight. Or or Owen Chelmia. I would like to see either one of those fights.
How about they fight each other for a title shot?
I wouldn't be past that neither, but I think they're gonna give Noy for the sheer fact of like Noy versus Arturo Vergara is more fan service, because the thing about Tyson Nam is I love Tyson Nam. He's a great fighter, amazing. Came in, made a statement. We know him more from UFC. The Karate Combat core based fan base that doesn't know UFC doesn't know him, and he hasn't put in enough work for it to pull for a main event that I feel like Arturo Vergara and Adam Noy would pull for a main event, because Adam Noy is on what, like fight 5 now in Karate Combat. This would be fight 5, I think. So, you know, it's nobody that's gonna be like, oh, I don't know who that guy is. Yeah. So he would be a fight 5, right?
That's
yeah,
fair.
Fight 5. And also to add to the argument, we forget Adam Noy has a unanimous decision over Eric Perez. So Tyson Nam does have has a UFC background, does have a win over Loxby, who was a rising contender, but that's the only one. And
spectacular win.
Yeah, Adam Noy had a spectacular win against Goyito Perez, which is one of my favorite fighters. I have his fucking mask behind me. Yeah. And then he beat Ali Zarenfar, another contender, right? So Eric Perez, who beat former champion Owen Chelmia, Ali Zarenfar, who's a contender, would be up for the belt if he won against Adam Noy. So yeah, I think Noy is the best option. Then you can go to Tyson Nam. Give Tyson Nam Perez if he's still there. Ali Zarenfar is cool. Owen Chelmia. Give him another fight of a contender in the division. Somebody who's proven themselves in the division that they are dangerous. And then from there, go there. Say that again.
I said, yeah, I think just because of Nam's like background and how accomplished he is in other areas of martial arts, I wouldn't do like one more fight and then a title.
Yeah.
I don't hate them fast tracking guys who are that proven outside of KC, just because there's not that many KC fighters with very, very deep KC only records. There's a few, but there's like, how many guys actually have 10 fights in KC?
Quite a few.
That
are
in
karate, like 10 fights in actual Karate Combat.
Yeah.
Oh, not many.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to give a lot more respect to accomplishments in other prestigious areas of, martial arts competition. 100%. And obviously there's no more prestigious martial arts competition than the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So I give a bias to those guys, just flat out.
It's the number one, 100%. Well, you know, it's crazy. I was sitting here looking at this and I seen Arturo writes right here. I can fight both of them in the same night. This guy's, we got to get the champ back on the show. I'm gonna hit him up. Let's get him on this week. We'll get him on this week. He's absolutely hilarious, man. He's all right. He's at this point damn near.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, at this point he's damn near a host because he's been on here so many times. He has the most wins in the Karate Combat history year, and he has the most appearances on the Warriors Voice as well. Absolutely. History all around the board. I want to see what people have to say in this. Yeah, Mishi says Comasinati. I don't know what that means because I only know a little bit of Spanish. Yeah, a bunch of Spanish. Looks like a bunch of Arturo's fans in here. Yeah, man. It's gonna be insane. Tyson Nam came in there too. Said Arturo talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. Vergara. What? I don't know if I agree with that, man. I don't think Tyson's been around enough to know that this man is actually crazy. One day I will see them on the pit. I can't wait for it. So Ali Zarenfar got in there as well. Talking his shit.
Dog pile, huh? I love it.
Crazy. He said
the most dangerous comment section on Twitter.
Makako said a pleasure to fight you whenever. Dang. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like, what do they mean? Don't walk the walk, bro. This man does. I'm telling y'all, as somebody who talks to Arturo Vergara all the fucking time, that man is not afraid to fight any fucking body. Anybody, bro, in his division. Or maybe up. He don't care, bro. I'm telling you. The man literally told me, like, if I get a call right now, 2 divisions up, to fight in the UFC, I'm going.
I believe him.
100% agree. I put my last dollar on he would do it. I know it. So I know he's ready to fight anybody. So talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. I can't agree with that, brother. I can't agree with that. No, I don't think you've been around long enough to see what Arturo Vergara has done. I watched this man go from fighting for a contract to the belt in the same year and fought back to back, and was always exciting. Never turned it down. Never was there a argument of did he win the fight or not? Never, not once. So talk the talk, but don't walk the walk sounds a little bit outlandish to me. I think you need to go and put some respect on the champ's name. You know what I'm saying? He has the belt for a reason. And it's not because he got fast tracked. It's not because of that. He fast tracked him damn so. So, and I may be biased. That's my boy. I love him. But nothing I said was not facts. So you can say what you want, but nothing I said was not facts. He fought anybody they put in front of him. He's never turned down shit ever. I will call Leo Gomez right now. I will call Leo Gomez right now on the phone, and I will say, did Arturo Vergara ever turn down a fight? He'll probably be like, fuck no. Hell no. That man don't care, bro. I'm telling you. He fought some, and I'm not gonna say random guy because I'm not gonna say Zach Riley's a random guy because he fought Corey Sandhagen and fucking Austin Bashy. We're both in the UFC, so he's not a random. But he fought a guy who's number 3 in Denver, just no training camp against knowing anything about this man, nothing. Just took the fight and didn't have to. Could have ruined his record if the guy won. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to. So, yeah, man. A little different on that, man. So, you know, I respect everything else you saying, brother, except for that right there. Brandon Jenkins said fireworks. Fireworks, man. Fireworks. So, yeah, man, this is exciting, man. I love it. The bantamweight division, like we said, it's always been the most stacked division in karate combat, in my opinion, since I've been around. We have so many dogs in there, and anything can fucking happen. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this next fight's coming up, man. I think we see Arturo Vergara versus Adam Noy July 18th, Bonk Stadium, Miami. I think that's what happens, bro. I think that's what happens, man. I think that's what
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I am too, brother.
I always look forward to karate combat events, King. I like seeing you in your suit.
Hey, I gotta get a new suit, man. I gotta get another suit. Any suit sponsors out there, man, I'm willing to rock this shit in front of millions of people, man. You know, if you want to hook me up with some suits, man. Preferably, you know, Steve Harvey, what up, man? I'm trying to be the young you, man. I'm trying to be the up and coming you. You know, everything. I need a fire seat. I'm trying, bro. Every time I fucking tell them to keep cleaning it up, they take it down. I've been trying to get the thick.
That's all I'm saying.
It's getting thick now. It's getting thick now. But every time I get it thick, and I'm like, yo, just trim it a little, like just clean it up around the sides. They go, I'm like, every fucking time, dude.
You know what you gotta start doing? You gotta start bringing a picture of Steve Harvey. You mean like, I want this.
Yeah, facts. I that's what I need to do, bro. You absolutely are correct, bro. That's exactly what I need to do. So, but yeah, man, I can't wait to see this fucking fight, man. I can't wait to see whoever he fights. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fucking fireworks. Now, it was one more thing I wanted to talk about with karate combat before we move on. What was it? Oh, speaking of Brandon Jenkins, that's perfect. There we go, right there, because Brandon Jenkins is just up here. Speaking of Brandon Jenkins, he made himself a call out as well. So we got a lot of call outs going on. People want to fight people, and Brandon Jenkins, coming off a good win on his last one, upset win, says that he wants to fight Ousamma Asli, the Moroccan prince who's been coming up. And he'll be fighting on he just fought on the last card, got a knockout win, and has been growing massively in Morocco, really big. He's on a lot of love. Go ahead.
I was saying he's a beast.
Oh yeah, absolute monster. And the mullet, yeah, crazy. I was beautiful. The Brandon Jenkins, the mullet, wants to fight him. He says, we have the most finishes in the welterweight division, 3 each. Let's give the fans a show and make it 5 rounds. So looking for a 5-round main event against Ousamma Asli. 2, also, you know, if one of them gets a finish in this one, will determine who is the leader of, you know, finishes in the welterweight division in karate combat. Absolutely love this fight. Ousamma says, I got my eye locked on that KC belt. If you're standing in the way, then you're just another stop on the road. Abu Dhabi, pull up. I'll be waiting. So for rumblings, I hear we should be going to Abu Dhabi in some months. I can't say exactly when because things change so much all the time. But I think Ousamma's game to fight him in Abu Dhabi, if Karate Combat says, hey, listen, this is one of the guys that's been a company guy for us very long time. He's fought everybody. He's taken losses on the chin. He's taken wins on the chin. Very humble guy. I've spoken with him. He's been on the show before. Really entertaining fighter as well, and along with Ousamma being a very entertaining fighter, up-and-coming talent. 3 finishes in Karate Combat out of like 5 of his fights, I think. Or 4 of his fights. So I would love to see this. Now, if matchmaker Leo was looking at this fight as something on his calendar that he wants to do, or if he has different things for Ousamma, I don't know. I actually haven't asked him about this and how he feels about it. But I think this fight will be absolutely amazing. I think it'll be absolutely amazing. Now, the welterweight division, to be honest, and I'm going to take a quick look at it. I don't know who else he would fight at this point, before he does go to a belt. But I want to hear your thoughts on this fight in general with Brandon Jenkins, somebody who, shout out my boy Pickers, owns some actual merch of Brandon Jenkins.
I got something around here. I got my Mullet of Violence t-shirt.
There we go.
I really like this fight. I think Brandon Jenkins is one of the more recognizable names in KC. Does a great job branding with the mullet. I remember that Prez standing next to me wearing the mullet as Brandon Jenkins was walking out. That was hilarious. He's a very personable guy. He had a couple of tough fights there, but he's coming off a nice win over a really, really game opponent who's fought some of the best strikers in the world. And I think he's definitely proven himself in the pit that he can call out whoever the hell he wants. I think this is a very ballsy call out by him. It's a young up and coming guy who's knocking everybody out left and right, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for him for making this call out. And I really want to see that fight. I think it makes sense for both guys. I think it helps Asli's name grow. I think it helps him to beat an established fighter like Brandon Jenkins. Yep. And in terms of Brandon Jenkins' side, like same thing for him. Asli's got a lot of fans that are not even have never been exposed to him, and it helps him get a W on his record and. With a notable name that he actually can, not some scrub. It's a guy who really is on your resume and is doing good things. And both fighters would seem to gain a lot from a win here. So I think the fight makes sense on all levels, and it makes sense for the fans. I mean, these dudes they're gonna be swinging and banging.
It's gonna be real quick, or it's gonna be extra rounds, and it's as simple as it. They both like finishes.
No matter who wins, the fans win.
Yeah,
that's the important part.
They both come out with a lot of energy. So yeah, I definitely see it. And to be honest, welterweight division is that division where I'm a little upset at, because of a certain person who won't fight anybody or hasn't fought anybody in so long. I think his inactive streak is longer than other people we talk about. But in that division, I'm looking at who else I would want to see Ousamma fight. And the list is very low, very small. Because he's beaten a lot of people that's beaten other people. And I feel like it doesn't really even make sense for him to fight some people. And then some people are in like Naimov Ferdowshan, right? I like him a lot, but he's only got 1 fight in Karate Combat. So the only names I would kind of throw in there, Luan Santiago, 2 great wins, very definitive wins. He's up and coming as well. Doesn't have as many fights as what's the name. I think Joe Giannetti is also a great option. Don't think he's on the roster anymore. I think he moved on back to the UFC kind of farm circuit. I would say Ousamma, but he's coming off a loss to Brandon Jenkins. So that wouldn't make sense because Ousamma, I think, would be either a little bit above or at the same level. Now, Rafael Alves is a beautiful fight, but honestly, I think Alves deserves to fight for the belt. I think.
What was his last fight? Worthy?
Yeah. Hold on. Alves.
That freaking cartwheel kick that he did in Miami was nuts.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Karma Worthy beat. So, look, this is the wins on Alves. Efren Escudero, dog. James Vick, dog. Karma Worthy, dog. Like in all of them, unanimous KO, unanimous. Yeah, unanimous KO, unanimous. So it's not like he's not
KO went viral. Everyone in the world saw that.
Exactly.
Many millions of views.
Probably one of the most viral kicks ever. So you have that. Alejandro Bugal's in here, but I think he's a weight class up. I think he's more of a middleweight. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he fought at middleweight last. So yeah, that's the only. It's not really many people. Muhammad Karamat, nah, he doesn't have enough fights. Rosalind Bendania, he just started. Joe Miyahara, he's on a loss. Efren Escudero, I don't even think he's fighting with them anymore. Definitely not going to see Benson Henderson fight him. James Vick, he's not fighting anymore. You do have, is Omar Morales a mid-welterweight? Then maybe too. Well,
Escudero,
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, bro. You also got Omar Morales floating out there. I think Omar Morales and Rafael Alves should fight for the fucking belt. They should strip fucking Rafael Gaev if he doesn't want to fight Alves and let them two fight for the belt. And then after that, whoever wins between Jenkins and Ousamma, I mean, if so, Ousamma could be Jenkins, let him fight for the belt, and or Luan Santiago. I think honestly, I'd rather see Santiago and Brandon Jenkins. And I'd rather see Ousamma go up against either an Alves or a Omar Morales. I think that makes more sense. I think that makes more sense.
I don't hate it.
I don't know. I'm gonna send this clip to Leo Gomez and see what he says.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get an update for you guys.
I like the original call out though. I actually really want to see that.
No,
fight.
I love that fight too as well. I feel like Ousamma's on an all-win streak. And Brandon Jenkins is on a roller coaster. So it's a little tougher for me to want to see him. I'd rather see somebody else that's going up on their roller coaster. Brandon Jenkins hit a dip of his, came back up, hit a dip of his, came back up, and now he's on the rise again. But yeah, I kind of want to see. Ousamma, he's been definitive in every fight. Like, you know what I mean? So
no,
that's the only takeaway. Yeah, that's the only takeaway I would say. But like I said, love Brandon Jenkins. Another person we got to get on the card. Maybe we'll get him on. Maybe we'll just do Jenkins and Vergara next week since we talked about both of them this week, and we'll hear their sides and how they feel about this. So yeah, definitely. Any closing statements on this one, brother?
I think we've pretty much covered everything on this one. I'm just really excited to see two dudes banging out in the pit, as always.
100%. Well, I really got to piss really bad, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Pickers a full screen. He's going to give you his picks of the week, what bets he has for this one going on. I cannot.
All dogs.
Yeah, I cannot give you. It will not be any visual, so you will only see his beautiful face right now, and I will see. Oh, hold on. Let me full screen him. I'm really about to piss myself right now. So here you go. MMA Pickers picks of the week. I'll be right back.
All right. We're going to keep it real short and sweet and simple. I have all plus money picks this week just because the minus money didn't really seem like a good value. A lot of these are long shots, so, proceed with caution. But I think everything here is really, really well priced. So first we're going to talk about Dustin Stolfus. He's fighting Ruzaboyev. One thing we learned about Ruzaboyev in his fight with Buckley and his last fight as well is the dude has really bad takedown defense. Stolfus coming off a very impressive win over Marcus Andre Barrialt, who quite literally just retired Bruno Silva. So, he does well against power punchers. He's very good with the grappling. He has excellent control, good wrestling, very strong submission game. I think he won that fight by rear naked choke, if I remember correctly. So at plus 230, I am inclined to bet Stolfus on the money line. He has some very impressive wins, too. He beat Joe Pfeiffer on Dana White Contender Series. He's beaten a couple of pretty promising up-and-coming guys in that weight class. So at plus 230 money, I really do like Stolfus. We're going to get Ezekiel Costa by finish. So that'll be double chance submission or knockout. That's coming in at plus 120. Ezekiel Costa's the younger guy. He's got longer reach. He's got the better grappling. He's got the better chin, and he fights to finish. He doesn't fight to win decisions. I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw his fight go to decision. So I really like that bet at plus 120. Now we're going to get into the heavy underdog. So again, proceed with caution. First fight we're going to look at is Paul Craig in the co-main. He's going to be fighting Rodolfo Bellato. Decent guy, beat Ihor Porteria, won a close fight in his last fight. By no means a world beater. For some reason, he's like a minus 500 favorite. Granted, Paul Craig's on a losing streak, but Paul Craig's been fighting absolute monsters, like killers. Granted, Bo Nickal is maybe not the killer we thought he was 100%, but he's lost to very good names on short notice. So I really do like Paul Craig. Remember, this is the guy who subbed Ankalaev, Jamal Hill. Like his game off of his back is really, really strong, and I'm gonna have to put in a prop bet here on him at plus 410, and a prop bet on him by sub at plus 700. I really, really like that. And we'll talk about the main event too. I do think Michael Morales is probably going to win the main event, but I can't turn down a plus 800 money line bet on Gilbert Burns. I mean, that's crazy. The best person we've seen Morales beat is Neil Magny. He looked amazing that fight. The speed was unbelievable, but we don't really know much about his ground game, and we know a lot about Burns' ground game, which leads me to my second long shot bet on this fight. Burns by sub plus 1,400. Again, I'm not saying these things are guaranteed to happen, but at those prices, I'm sure as hell going to find out.
Yes, Sirski. That's my boy MMA Pickers, man. Bringing out them picks every week, man. And it was last week where I didn't make any bets. I didn't really have the money to do any bets where he fucking killed it. So
we only put out 3 picks last week, but
yeah,
we went 3. It was pretty nice.
All right, beautiful. If you haven't check him out also on the Outlets Discord. He's always over there giving live bets and stuff throughout the fights, and just giving his play-by-play of how he feel. Yeah, just hanging out, man. It's with the boys. We sit in there, we chill, we have fun. I'm gonna put the link into. Oh, invites are disabled. Actually, dang, man, y'all should have got in when y'all got in, man. Invites are disabled right now, so dang, it's exclusive right now to be in the outlet. I'll let y'all know when the doors open back up.
Shit's free.
Yeah.
I'll put it on X for y'all.
Awesome, man. So yeah, man. I think that's everything for today that I wanted to talk about. Oh,
yeah,
one more thing before we leave. We got to talk about this Patchy Mix.
Right.
Patchy Mix.
We went over the rumors already, so we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it real quick. So Patchy Mix was released from his PFL contract. Former Bellator champ is now a free agent, and he hinted at a UFC move. And like we talked about with Stan Fairtex and everyone else, I mean, it's always your best decision, especially if you're a former champ, is to try your hand at the UFC if the door's open for you to do that. I think it's just the right play. And now I heard it. You said that there's rumors of him fighting
Batista because Chito Vera pulled out, so it's in the works. It's not really just rumors anymore. It's pretty much on the front page of every MMA media outlet. I read it on MMA Mania. If anybody wants to go read the article, but it seems like the managers for Patchy Mix and the UFC are in talks of him being the last-minute replacement for that fight. I think that shows a lot of respect to Patchy Mix. They're putting him in basically the same place in the rankings they put in Davidson Figueiredo, assuming he wins the fight. So, that was a dominant champion at 125 for a while who had a great quadrilogy, which we've never seen in the UFC before with I said Moreno. I meant Figueiredo with Moreno. I think they're giving a lot of well-deserved respect to Patchy Mix here. He's 20-1. He's a submission aficionado, and I'm really excited to see what the odds are on Patchy by sub, because I can see Batista shooting a sloppy double and maybe giving up something like. Patchy's another level with the submission game.
I'm definitely regardless. The moment they posted, I'm going sub all day. I would love to see Patchy in the UFC. It'd be great. It'd be amazing. I think he's one of the ones that can contend, like a Derrida or what's the name, and the rest of them. Now, when you get to the champ level, I think that's a little different. It's just an upper echelon, especially in the UFC. It's just a higher echelon of competition and drive and determination and grit with those guys at the top. Like that top 5 of any division. I don't care which one it is. Like we may say that 25ers is stale, but it's not stale because they suck. It's not stale because they're not exciting fighters. It's stale because they all fought each other. They all been around so long. Been one guy at the top and nobody could take him out. That's the only reason it's stale. And not saying that he's stale champion. He's a great champion. Damn near the only one on his team who's still winning right now. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else from that team is unfortunately have been getting cooked. You know what I mean? Like if you really look at it, Pinto's like the only one. So, shout out him. But Patchy, man, I hope the best for him. Hopefully they can get that Batista fight taken care of. That would be absolutely beautiful. I would love to see it. I would love to see it, man. But we had a lot of say that.
I
You
said I'm with it. I agree.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. A lot of great topics today, though, man. Also, my great host, as always, my boy MMA Pickers is here. Mallory Wills was with us earlier. My boy Mac Tyson couldn't be there today. He let us know that he had some stuff he had to get taken care of. So shout out him. Make sure you follow all of us. I start putting the links for all of our stuff in the actual descriptions. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we post on Twitter. I'm going to try to be more active with it. Me and Pickers were just talking about getting things a little more organized and doing some more stuff around here. So follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We'll be posting more on there. If you aren't already on YouTube, come over to YouTube, get us a follow, The Warrior's Voice. And we appreciate y'all, man. 31 episodes. Shout out everybody who tuned in today. Shout out our sponsors, Brave and Karate Combat. You need safe browser. You don't want to watch ads on YouTube. Go ahead and download Brave Browser. One of the best to ever do it. And they're not new to the game. The guy who owns Brave Browser is also the guy who helped start Mozilla Firefox. So some guys that's been around in internet browsers for a while, because Firefox is an OG. Before Google Chrome and all of that stuff, we knew about Internet Explorer and Firefox. That's what we knew, So shout out, shout out Brave Browser, shout out Karate Combat, man, and shout out everybody. Shout out you, the people in the crowd, man, and we love you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. This is episode 31 of The Warrior's Voice.